Welcome, everybody. You're tuned into the JJDrones show. Yes, you may be confused, but so are we. We are all confused because Jason Johnson is not available right now. So he has two guest hosts popping in to fill in his shoes. And we're probably going to be the train wreck of the year. But here we are. We're trying to make things happen. And word has it, Jason Johnson is in Las Vegas at a roulette table and he's on a hot streak. So we are not going to let him lose that hot streak because he's trying to gain money for Wreaths Across America. So that's commendable. And here we are. And hello, David Johnson. If I'm not mistaken, you are Mr. Jason Johnson's father. So we welcome you. And we're just here, just killing some time. And I see the numbers climbing. And there's going to be a co-host here, perhaps another one popping in later. We have no idea. But Brian from Cheesehead Media, he's going to be joining us here soon. Hello, Haley. You are always welcome to the show because this is pretty much half your show. You know what I mean? So here we are. Hello, Mrs. Nancy Naylor Johnson. That would be JJ's mom. So pretty much this is the Johnson show. And run by the derelicts in the crowd. And so what we're going to talk about tonight are some things where, the steering wheel's been turned over to is what I'm trying to say. Turned over to. Speak much, Gary. So my name's Gary Golden. I have Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. And my friend down here who's popping up, he's a good friend of ours and good friend of the channel. Great co-host, Brian. He's going to be popping up here momentarily, and he's going to tell you what we have in store for today. And we're going to be doing a lot of things special, and we're going to try to keep the train on the tracks. And Brian knows a lot about trains.
Did I jump in the right time? Basically, right now, it's the inmates are running the asylum, I think is the best way to describe this.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So, yeah, welcome to the train wreck. The train wreck has happened when Jason was not able to get online. So we're just fighting our way through it right now.
Yes.
And, so how are you doing tonight, Gary?
I'm doing okay. I mean, I've had a rough couple of days, but I'm not going to lie to you. When I had notification of Jason having struggles, winning all that money at the roulette table down there in Las Vegas or whatever he's doing. And I realized he was going to be incapable of performing his weekly show that he prides himself on. I said, rather than saying, Jesus, take the wheel, just give G Money the wheel and give the Cheesehead the wheel. And it's going to be the G Money and Cheese show. So here we are. We're going to make it happen. And you love trains and I love train wrecks. So let's make it happen.
All right. Well, I think the first thing I do have the link for the Blinker Fluid of the Week award here.
Okay.
So let me try and pull that up. I'm going to screw this up here.
I'm going to let you take that and just run with it.
Yeah, that's not the button I was thinking of. But
I should probably hide backstage while you do that, sir.
You know what? We'll do it here. I think this will work. It doesn't. At this point, I don't think it's going to even matter, Gary.
I want to see the guy vomiting in the crosswalk. I love that. Like for the longest time, I never realized that's what was happening. And then when someone pointed it out to me, I'm like, how can I not see the guy vomiting twice?
All right.
And of course, I always love the skeleton on top of the SUV passing by. That's a nice touch.
Hold on a second here.
We are holding on, sir.
It says window. I'm going to open this up in a different window than.
Hey, Carl, do you want to come up too, bro? Do you want
Please,
to come
Carl.
up?
Please, Carl, join us, Carl.
Carl, do you? Does he have access to this? How do we pop him up? Do we sprinkle fairy dust on him?
I think he's got a link. We can just add him once he shows up in the background there.
Okay.
So.
Then we got. I'm not really been looking at a lot of the comments. I will try and do that while you're figuring everything. We have Uper Road, I'm assuming. Hello, welcome to the channel. Karl Marx, obviously. Shade Tree America, that would be Chris. He's saying, hey, what's going on? And Chris put out a real nice video today about how to use the Ryobi Bluetooth devices, and that was really cool. He did it from a dugout, which was like, ooh, that was creative. I like that. That really was like sweet. So
Well,
yeah, it's cool. Go ahead, Brian.
I was going to say, see, for those of you who are wondering why this is just as messed up as it is, it's because we found out at about 6:45 that Jason was not getting online. So it's not like we had a lot of time to prepare. It's just like, oh, Jason can't get on.
Well, when you say 6:45, that would be your time.
Yeah, Central Time. So
Yeah. So it was like, ooh, okay.
we had maybe 20 minutes to prepare all this. So
it's okay.
Okay, I think I found it here.
I'm going to propose a flavor of the week in case it's not been done already.
Let's go for it.
All right, let me think here. This week's flavor is Kool-Aid, the raspberry flavor.
Oh, that sounds great. And Chrome is telling me I can share a tab that I don't have. And I'm trying to share a window that doesn't exist. This is just wonderful.
Okay.
Hit present, share screen, hit window, and it's not there. Yay. Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll try this again a different way.
So I'm while you're figuring it out, I'm going to talk a little bit about the numbers and some stuff that's going on with Wreaths Across America. And for those who do not know, which you'd have to be living on a rock not to know. First of all, I'm wearing my Fred hat. That's my alias, my alternative name. My brother is Ned, which would also be Jason Johnson. So I'm here representing Ned. That's my brother. He's my brother from another mother. But we're going to talk a little bit about Wreaths Across America, where the donations stand currently from the JJDrones channel. So currently, it's my understanding that they're currently standing at, this is the contributions and donations, at $1,515 to date. And if they get $235 more expeditiously, Jason's father, which is, I believe it's Mr. David Johnson, he will contribute another $250. So just so you comprehend what this means is, last year the wreaths cost $15. This year they're $17. So it takes more money to try and get to the same level, and he has far surpassed that based on his hustle and his early efforts. So currently at $1,515, that's 89 wreaths that are donated to veterans that have fallen and died to give us our freedoms today, so we could talk and chit chat like we are today and stuff like that. And when you think about all the turmoil in the world going on right now, all the conflicts across the world, across the globe, there could be more of our military veterans be subjected to death that might have to go into a veteran cemetery. So with at $1,750, that's with the additional $235 we can raise really quickly. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that shortly, how you can do that, how we can do that collectively. That would be almost 103 wreaths. Basically, I'm going to give you the exact numbers. If it was precise to the penny, it would be 102.94 wreaths at $1,750. But with the contribution of Jason's father, he's going to throw in an extra $250 as a pledge, and that would be 117.64 wreaths for Wreaths Across America. So we are real close, folks, real close. I don't remember the exact cutoff. I think it's around Thanksgiving, somewhere real close to that. But Brian, if you know the exact date, please chime in and tell me. I know it's close to Thanksgiving, but I in my heart, I think because this has been so well organized this year. I think we can get to $2,500 minimum, if not $3,000, just based upon the effort, hustle. Just you could pledge $5 a week. That's all you got to do. $5 a week. Don't go to Starbucks. $5 a week. Whatever you can do, or like something. I don't want to make this sound like it's about me, but $8.50 is a half a wreath. Can you do that? Can you do that if you get paid bi-weekly? Can you donate $8.50 towards Wreaths Across America? So that's enough said. I think you could do a yard sale, like I said. So I'm going to turn it over to Brian to take the wheel, and I think I've rambled long enough, sir.
And I got to take over. And let me throw on top of that, I'm also doing a personal thing. Anyone who decides to subscribe to my channel, Cheesehead Media, I'm donating $1 for every new subscriber I get between the 1st of July and the 1st of November. And so far, I think the neighborhood is $75, and I'd like to see that more. So if anyone out there that's watching this has an interest in trains, tractors, Great Lakes ships, basically mechanical things, and like to watch videos on YouTube, please subscribe, and that'll actually make a donation to Wreaths Across America. And with that, I think I have this now ready. Hit this, hit share, and do you see a video playing on your side?
I do, sir.
All right.
I'm going to tap out for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
You take the wheel, sir.
Why isn't that bigger? Full screen? What is this? Looks like a car with antennas. I have no idea what that is. This is probably going to be Dan, droning veteran, driving down the road here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it goes from 2 lanes, looks to like a 3rd lane here for going to be making a left-hand turn. 2 lanes to make left-hand turns. Oh, that guy just doesn't know what lane he wants to be in to make a left-hand turn. How wonderful is that? Let's see if we can see him cut across here. Hey, not 1, but 2 solid white lines. Look at that. Amazing. You feel the brain cells leaving. Number 2. Hey, this is my video. And yeah, that red SUV just apparently want to make a left-hand turn and doesn't know how to use a turn signal or how to do anything else. So cross 1 lane right in front of me, make a left-hand turn. If you planned ahead, it probably would have done something. But, it requires brains, something most drivers don't have these days. And okay, he made a turn on red. Cement truck, dry cement, I think. Let's see what happens here. Green light, go.
Oh.
Okay, guy changed lane right after the green light. I'm not sure what I was looking at there.
I think he was in a turn lane. He's supposed to be in a right turn lane and proceeded straight. I'm not positive.
Okay.
Just
that makes sense.
Double check me. Just double check me.
Yeah, we'll go back here and can I do that no, I can't do that on this screen. So
basically the guy did a cut over.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. I didn't even like those guys are more attentive to the turn signals. That's probably the premise of the show. We should probably be looking at turn signals, blinkers.
I did. That guy does not have, maybe, I don't know if it was flashing or not, but still, I mean, hey, let's go racing across to the far right lane to get the far left lane. So, Well, it is what it is.
Can I take this opportunity to thank a good
Go
friend
right
of the
ahead.
channel? And as you see, that's Dan, the droning veteran, a really cool guy. He does a lot of droning stuff. Obviously, he's a veteran. He's seen a lot of combat, so he respects the cause for Wreaths Across America. Dan is a really good guy. He's very humble. He's very laid back. I don't claim to be as close a friend to him as Jason. Those guys are really tight. I just know him from afar, and just my interaction with Dan, he's a really good dude, and he does really good job submitting all the Blinker Fluid of the Week's awards or submissions to this channel, or Jason's channel, I should say. And so I thank Dan for being a valuable, integral part of the JJDrones show.
You know what? And I know that there's supposed to be some sort of poll ability to put up. I cannot find it. I think that's within Jason's YouTube channel itself, which I don't have access to. So if you just want to put in the chat, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and
With that being said, can we rerun it with them knowing that, because they might not remember. So folks, just going forward, we don't have the poll availability, but like Brian just said, we're going to rerun this for you guys to view again. Look a little closer, maybe look for turn signals or whatever you see, and then just type in number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, what have you. Oh, looks like Karl Marx is here. So how do we bring this handsome young man up into this? Are we supposed to click? Oh, here we go. I think I just. Hey, Karl.
Hey,
what's up?
Karl, how you doing?
Good. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah. By the way, the Vikings won today.
I know. I saw
Hi,
it.
I'm Karl Marx, and I approve this message. Welcome to the JJDrones show.
How you doing today, Karl?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Inmates running the asylum. It's always got to be a good day, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we're gonna rerun the Blinker Fluid of the Week here. We watched it once. I can't get the polling up, so we'll just have people throw it in the chat, and or unless you want to, we'll let you. You're the professional driver. We'll let you narrate this. How's that sound?
There you go.
Hey, I watched it for the first time and was flying off my teeth. So go right ahead, Karl. Tell me what you're seeing in all these.
And Karl, do you have the ability like we do? Like, can you hit pause and all that stuff, or I don't know if you have the same access that we have. So I really. If you have any questions, just let us know. We'll I don't know how to rewind it. I'll leave that up to Brian or anything, but I think we can do this on the fly, most likely. Here we go. It's a beautiful day, partly cloudy.
Yeah. It paused on my end, though. Oh, there it goes.
What is that contraption?
Rudolph the blue car.
Yeah, I can't even tell what that is on the side there.
Yeah, I can't either.
That was. Are they telling us that was number 1, or this is?
This is like number 1.
Oh, okay. That was just like for entertainment purposes. All right. So I'm assuming this is Dan filming this.
Yeah, it looks like you taught me.
Yeah. All right. So we have. Oh boy. Ooh, no turn signal.
No.
Rapid speed, no turn signal. Excessive speed.
Cross 2 solid white lines too to do that.
Right. Yep.
Oh. Them Utes. All right. That was number 1, folks. Just remember your numbers. You got to put it in the comments.
This is me.
But please do not put in the comments until you've reviewed them all.
We'll just make the left turn at the very last moment here.
Yeah, right.
Was there a turn signal? I did not see a turn signal unless I am colorblind, which I am. All right, remember, folks, hold your numbers, keep them in the back of your brain until the final video has been released.
And you're right. I did see the right turn only in that right lane as Dan was pulling up to it. So,
all right. I like that background. Look at that mountain in the background. That's beautiful, isn't it? That's beautiful. Perfect place to have a train wreck or a car wreck.
Yeah, the Wasatch Mountain Range is just unbelievably stunning.
Okay. Guy's really fast left lane over there. What's going on here?
I feel like he's going to get cut off or something.
Yeah,
Did he use a turn signal or not?
No, I didn't turn signal.
I couldn't tell.
We're in far right lane and over the solid white line to make the left hand.
Okay. Okay.
So that's it. Which one did you like there, Carl?
It's debatable. I would probably have to go with 1 or 2 on that one. I think I would probably go with 1, just because that guy was speeding. He almost lost control. You could tell it almost started fishtailing towards the end, but he caught it.
Yeah, it's true. And I think that was because I know Dan stopped there at that light when he was making the left. So that guy either went through a yellow or was very close to it, or red even. I couldn't really see the traffic light to Dan's left, but I know he stopped at it. So I'm guessing he also probably ran a light as well.
Right. I wonder if he saw that coming up because, I mean, not to throw him under the bus or anything, but it's a dual left turn there, and you're supposed to be on the outside in the big truck, but he was on the inside. So I wonder if he saw that coming in his mirror. And
Utah, when I was out there in Utah, Carl, they have very broad left turn lanes. I mean, and it's actually starts angling when you're on an off ramp before the stop line. And I saw just about every truck there in either the inside lane or the outside lane. I know here, in the Midwest, it's always big trucks in the outside lane, but I didn't see it out there just for the fact that their turn lanes are drastically bigger. It's the only way to describe it. It's not like you're making a hard 90-degree turn. It's 45 degrees would be the tightest I'd say they are. It's a little different driving out there.
Yeah, right.
So,
can I make a comment about a comment I read?
Please do. Wait, I probably should just turn that off.
We saw that one video there with the real extended pipes coming out of the backside of that little sedan, and Chris from Shade Tree America is saying those are called zoomies on that car. They are big exhaust pipes, so that's what that was. So that's the best answer I've heard so far. I don't have an answer. It just looked goofy. It looked like some Utah-Ionian type device that they're trying to reach the gods or something. I don't know, but Chris might be on to something there.
Yeah, probably. It's like I saw a pickup truck the other day with 3 big mud tires, and one of them had one hubcap with a little spinner in it. I think just to make fun of the people who put those on their vehicles.
That is funny. Carl, what's going on in your world, brother? Are you what's any happenings going on? Just tell us about your world real quick, and then I'll pick your brain a little bit more.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet on my end. Weekend when it's almost done. Got to work 3rd shift this week, and got the girls upstairs trying to get them ready for bed. But I chimed in on here, and I was like, maybe I can get on this real quick for a minute or two.
There you go. We appreciate you.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a pretty good day today, minus the Bears losing, but yeah, whatever.
Hey, well, you have the Bears jacket on. I had to switch hats.
Yeah, right.
This was not planned by me, Dan. I just
No.
Carl. I mean, I had no idea he was going to do that. But
yeah.
Well, Carl and I will both agree on this. We have the world's, I think it's the oldest rivalry in professional football and probably the most entertaining.
Oh yeah.
We can pick on each other all day, all night, and have 110% respect for each other in the morning. So it's
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a good rivalry that way. So
I will say this: I'm a football junkie and somewhat of a historian. I've forgotten a lot over the years, but rest in peace, Mr. Buckus.
Yes.
Oh, definitely. He was
one of a kind.
Yeah, I said this to now I can't think of who it was. The running back that never scored a touchdown that was when they went to the Super Bowl. I can't think of his name for the Bears.
You're not talking about Peyton? Peyton?
Yes.
Peyton,
Peyton.
His last
Yes.
Walter Payton?
Walter Payton, yeah.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
He was awesome. And then when you read about what he did in the community, and I'm saying this as a diehard Packer fan, but when you read what Walter Payton did in the community and for, outside of football, just an amazing guy. In fact, that's what the Walter Payton Award is named after him. So
exactly.
I will say that with 110% respect for the enemy team, that there are some very good people that have played for the Bears.
Yes. I concur. All right. So how long are we going to give this poll to go on in the chat, and who's going to tally this up?
I don't know. I can't see the chat, so.
Oh, you don't see the chat?
No, let me go to a different screen here.
All right, just tell me when, and I'll type the word stop, and then I'll try and maybe is Haley still in the chat? Is Haley? I'll tell you what. When I say stop, Haley, can you do the counts for us, please? Are you okay with doing that?
Oh, she says that she has a tally, so no worries, gentlemen. Oh, she's using that term very loosely. She's talking about the three of us.
All right.
And,
so anyway, if you read the ticker down below, this is the JJDrones channel. Haley's coasters are on sale for $10 each. I have several of those, and I love them. They're very detail oriented, and I'm glad you have one available. Yeah, look at that, Cheesehead Media, and her precision and her wood burning skills are off the charts. And when you do that through this donation drive, yeah, I love the wolves. I'm a big fan of that. Is like top notch right there.
Oh, these are awesome.
I'm glad you had those available. But if you make a $10 donation and you get one of those coasters, it's all going to Wreaths Across America. Haley is donating. In case you don't know who Haley is, that's Jason's wife. That all her hard work and effort is going to Wreaths Across America, for every $10 donation. So like we talked about previously, you could do $8.50 donation. That's a half a wreath for a fallen veteran. There's many different ways you can contribute. Carl, do you have any ideas or any suggestions, or what say you, sir?
As far as what? Suggestions for what?
Anything to contribute to Wreaths Across America through the JJDrones channel, or do you have any thoughts? Do you have any family members that were in the military or in a veteran cemetery? I personally have a father at the Delaware Veteran Cemetery, so I'm open to any comments you have related, if you have any. If you don't, we'll just move on. It's okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I really don't have any military family. My step grandpa was in I believe the Navy, and then my mom's dad, so my grandpa, he was in the Army, but he passed away before I was even born. But other than that, yeah, I got nobody in the military.
Okay, no problem. It's okay. I mean, like, we're all here because of the military, and like, you'll probably remember after the show, know somebody, a cousin, a brother, whatever. I promise you, you're gonna remember somebody affiliated to the military, and it's okay. I mean, like, we all have different backgrounds, different upbringings, and as I'm thinking about your comments, I want to share a story that I thought was different, right? This is a real actual thing. Uh, my father died, I think it was August 30th of 1998. The day before, I tore my Achilles tendon. I blew out my Achilles tendon. It was totally severed. And I had to go basically through about a year's worth of rehab, and I was in a full cast, and it didn't heal as well as possible. But I remember I had bought really nice pair of high Converse sneakers, high top Converse sneakers that were back then. They were probably like $50 or $60 shoes. And trust me, I don't spend money on shoes because I just don't have the money. Back then I had a little bit of money from a little bit of inheritance. But I had one shoe that was not being used, right? Because I was in the boot and the cast and everything. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go to the VA hospital in Ellesmere, Delaware, and I went in there with this brand new shoe that's never been worn, and I want to donate it to a veteran. Perhaps one of the veterans could have lost their right leg, could use the shoe for their. So I go in there to the desk, and I'm telling the receptionist, I want to donate this one shoe. And they're like, what are we going to do with one shoe? And I'm like, I'm sure you have some amputees around here. And they just, they treated me like dirt. But I'm like, please listen to the message here. I know you have amputees around here. This is a veterans hospital. I want to donate this brand new shoe that's never been worn. Can you please find it a home for this veteran? So there's many ways we can help our veterans. It may not only be a wreath. It could be a shoe, So I'm not trying to look for a pat on my back or I didn't want a shoe to go to waste that I thought could go to a veteran. So Brian, please take the floor, sir.
Oh, I was going to say, I have a friend of mine who was injured in Iraq or Afghanistan. And he spent, it turned out okay. It just, we did spend a few weeks in a hospital, but what really worked for him was that his dad was able to stay at a Fisher House. And for those of you who don't know what Fisher House is, sort of like the Ronald McDonald houses, for veterans' families to stay in when they're getting treated. So he was in San Diego. His dad is obviously here in Wisconsin, and this allowed his dad, gave him a place to stay without any expenses. So that's, I don't want to take anything away from Wreaths Across America, but if you want other ways of donating, that's another wonderful, wonderful organization.
Okay, I would like to change the platform just for a moment because I think it's very valuable. And it's not to take like you said, not to take away from Wreaths Across America, but it's all intertwined, so to speak. So Brian, please tell us a little bit about Mission 22 and,
Sure.
And what that is about. I know a little bit about it. The viewers may not. And I think it's a very notable, valuable cause.
So on average, we leave 22 veterans a day to suicide. Mm-hmm. And the purpose of Mission 22 is to prevent that from happening. Where it really does, and I'll disagree with you a little bit here. I think it ties into Wreaths Across America a lot because for every self-termination that they eliminate, that's one less wreath that we have to buy. not just this year, but next year and the year after, and the year after that. So it's I think it's a very important in that route. We obviously remember the ones that have been lost, but if we can prevent others from choosing a negative path, it's an amazing organization that does that. And I've got a different friend of mine that has been raising money for them for a number of years, and I always try to support him. Here's another YouTube plug, or look up Two Wheels to Survive, and the gentleman's name is Michael Nielsen. In fact, he just got done riding it's called a 1K in a day. So he put 1,000 miles on his motorcycle in 24 hours. And last year, his goal was to do 22 of them last year. 22 1K in a day is for 22 soldiers a day that we lose, but fell a little short of that goal just because of weather and timing and some family and work related things. But this year he's just enjoying himself, and I think this one here he met up with a couple other friends, and they went and saw the eclipse. So, but yeah, it's Mission 22. It's another wonderful organization that does great things for the ones who signed that blank check to protect the rest of us.
Yes, very well said. We appreciate your comments. I just had a thought while you're talking to, and like, obviously this is the JJDrones channel. Jason Johnson is not here. That would be JJ, obviously. I know it hurts him not to be here because this is his baby, other than Haley Johnson. Sometimes he calls me baby too, but we won't talk about that. But anyway, so I just want you guys to leave in the comments a comment, anything positive. If you have a negative comment towards Jason, just throw it in there too, in the comments. Say something about JJDrones channel to uplift him, even though he's not here. Tell him to bet on Black 29 on the roulette table in Las Vegas, because we know he's got an addiction, and Black 29 is going to pay off. But anyway, in all seriousness, we love Jason. I love Jason. We're here because we do love Jason and his channel. So please find it in your heart to leave a positive comment about Jason and Haley and Laura and that crazy ass Sadie. And, so we're looking for uplifting comments if you have them. I'll save mine for the end, but go ahead, Carl. You have any comments? What would you say about Jason? If I'm going to give you two options. All right, Carl. One, you could say something positive and just uplifting and just, oh, blessing, you're going to make us cry, get a Kleenex moment, or you could just roast him right now. You could take number one or number two. Can you roast him? If you really roast him, I would love to hear it right now. I'm sure you got a story or two.
Oh man, I mean, we talk quite a bit throughout the week, and he's one guy that you can tell anything, and he's always got to find a way to give you a positive message or a joke, or he just makes you feel better. You could be having the crappiest day, you call him up, and it's just you're having a better day. I don't know. I guess I always like his laugh. He's got a good laugh, and but he catches me a lot of times. He's got a lot of big words he likes to use, and sometimes I don't even know what he's talking about. I just yep, okay.
Big words. That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, he's just he's an all-around knowledgeable guy, and yeah, he's a great friend. He's great to talk to, and I wish we lived closer. But I went to his house, not too long ago, and it's not a far drive. So hopefully we can, have more adventures together, and because we got a lot of stuff in common. Now we just got to meet up to bring our interests together in real time here.
You nailed it very well, sir. I will commend you for that. Like, you almost montaged the two things I was trying. You almost roasted them, but you're giving them a lot of compliments. I was hoping for the roast, like the really good weenie roast there, you know. But no, but you handled yourself well. You could almost be a politician, sir. And but I will say, when you're talking about his. You ask him and he has knowledge or something like this. I'm going to tell you the honest to God's truth, what I think about Jason. And I mean this in a positive way. Here, let me see if I can do this. I don't know how to do this. All right. There you go. I want to take the floor here. And this is what I think about Jason Johnson. So you put your seatbelts on, folks. I think Jason is a very smart individual. I think I don't know who put the roulette table up there, but they put it all on black 29. But anyway, Brian, too funny. Let's see what happens here. Haley, he might not be coming home if he hits the jackpot. 14 red. All right. Well, all right. Red Dawn. So Jason, he cracks me up because he's a very good-hearted individual, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I think he is smart with resources. So I know I've asked him things, and he'll tell me, I'll get back to you. And when he tells me, like, he may not be his words verbatim, but he'll tell me I'll get back to him. He does not know the answer. But what Jason does, he finds the answer. He puts in the legwork for his disciples or whatever you want to call it. And he always comes back with an answer. He's never failed me once coming back with an answer. And he has that ability, that opportunity, and he's a good man. So, can we bring Ted from Off the Hook Outdoors up here? How do we do that? I'm trying to remember. Ted, do you want to come up and talk a little bit about Jason?
I'm going to do this. This is what he just posted.
Okay, very
good. I don't
good.
have a way of getting if I had Ted's address, I'd send him with a link right now because I don't think he's got the link to be in. So
I probably have his email address here somewhere.
But yeah, you know what, Ted, this is exactly right. Jason is one of the kindest people I read. I don't even know how. Well, I kind of do. Two very good friends of mine. You probably see them in the chat right now, or in fact, Jason even interviewed them. Stormy Sky Productions, Steve and Jenny, and Dave. He had them on, and they asked me, "Hey, we're going to be on Jason's channel," and they actually showed me it. Well, it was a year ago. Jason was driving along the Columbia Gorge River, and thank you, Haley. And from that, he mentioned them, and they came out and said, "Hey, Brian, we're going to be on. You want to be on the live stream?" So I popped in. I was listening and stuff and chatting, and somehow Jason and I started chatting back and forth, and he asked me to come on for something little, and apparently I entertained him enough that he asked me to come back, and then back again, and now here I am, like you, regularly on on his live stream. And it was never expected. I didn't ask for it, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not trying to put down. He just figured that this is something that I enjoy doing, and I do. I love every Sunday. This is decompression time for me, and I thank him immensely for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, it's a fun time for sure. I've had some down weeks, obviously, or I missed a couple of times. A couple of weeks ago, I laid down to take a nap. It was like an hour and 50-minute nap. I put my phone on on alarm, and I never even heard it. And that never happens with me. I never even heard it. I woke up the next morning. I felt so guilty, like I let a friend down. You know, not that like I'm like big component of the show or anything, but I felt like I let a friend down without even letting him know. You know, so if I can't make it, I'll try and let you know. But it's like I just felt so bad that I overslept, and I don't know. I just never heard the alarm, but.
I think that's what happened. I think it was one of those things, and it wasn't on purpose. I think you actually had a prior commitment. Dan had a prior commitment, and he just couldn't get a hold of anyone else. He said, "Hey, Brian, you want to co-host with me this week?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So that worked, and I've kind of stuck to it ever since.
You know what's funny? I'm looking at Carl down there just with that little smirk, like he's got something devious planned. And then I'm looking at Brian with his Green Bay hat. I see the C for the Chicago Bears. And you know I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, right? So we're all representing the NFC East here tonight. And or I wouldn't say the NFC East, the NFC is what I meant to say.
Yes.
And I apologize for that little faux pas. But
and I apologize. I just realized I shared Ted's email address to the world. Oops. Sorry, Ted. Please forgive me.
I think he wants to hear from people. Ted loves that. I mean it in a positive way. He likes to hear feedback from people, you know, stuff like that. I'm not saying you go spam them or anything like that, but do we have a poll result yet, Haley? Did I miss that? Have we closed out the poll?
I tell
you what, I'm gonna make a decision here, executive decision.
Sounds good.
It's 8:47 p.m. my time, Eastern Daylight Time. So at 8:50 p.m., I'm gonna type stop in the chat, and then we're gonna ask Haley to do a tabulation on the poll for the blinker fluid of the week. And I'm trying to remember what the flavor was that I just told you it was.
Kool-Aid?
Yeah, Kool-Aid, black raspberry or something like that, right?
That sounds good. It's not grape.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so
we're not at Jonestown, so
yeah, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Oh man,
now I found it.
Did you? I know, Brian, you probably haven't listened to every one of my story times. One of my story times, this was like when I did a ride along many years ago. We went to the Delaware State Hospital, and there was this big crazy guy, and he was all whacked out on like PCP or something. And to make a long story short, he was real passive. Then he would start like getting real violent, and the interns wouldn't. And there was like 7 troopers there, and I'm like a ride along, witnessing this, and then he started reciting all this Guyana tragedy and stuff like Jim Jones stuff, and we were all looking at each other like, "Oh, this dude's crazy." So they stand him up, and when they're like, he's doing the countdown, 10. Not this dude was big; he was massive, and the back of his jacket said MEAC Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. And I was like, oh, there's going to be a whole bunch of troopers butt kicked tonight. And sure as heck, they got him down the hall. And then they got him in the room. And all you heard was, I could see through the little window, bodies flying everywhere. And it was just crazy. But he was all about Jim Jones. He could recite all this great. It was like, I don't know where it came from. But we're almost at the mark where we're going to have to do the poll. So the countdown is coming soon, folks. Hopefully Haley's still with us and going to give us the info. I saw something that said devices detected.
Hey, there's Dan. Hey, Dan.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Hey, sorry. How's it going? Where's Jason?
Jason is in Las Vegas with no internet.
Oh, no internet, huh?
Yeah, well, apparently NASCAR was there. They kept on making these left turns, and suddenly there was no internet. So,
all right, folks, just to let everybody know,
I kind of watched a little bit. I was I got a new phone, and so I could listen to it on the way home, but I couldn't chat because I'm not signed in.
All right, the poll just ended, folks. So true to fashion, Dan shows up right as we end Blinker Fluid of the Week poll. We had to do it informally. And so Haley's going to be giving us the results here soon. So the way we did it this week, because we didn't know how to do the poll deal, it's basically in the comments, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So the poll just ended. And so we're going to be waiting for the answer.
Oh,
Looks like Ted's in. Oh,
Ted.
Ted.
All right.
Hey, there he is.
Uh-oh, he froze.
Uh-oh. All right.
But,
Hey, folks, we
Oh.
told you somebody's
Well-
echoing. Is it Dan?
Shouldn't be me.
Good in.
Hello.
Hello?
It's frozen.
Maybe it's me. Who knows? Have you guys been hearing this all night?
Oh, you sound fine.
I sound okay?
Yeah. Yeah, you all
All
do.
right.
Hey, there he is. Now he's back.
Hey, what's up, Dan?
Having trouble here. I'm just my internet ain't that good tonight for some reason.
Okay.
You don't have a NASCAR race by you, do you?
No, he's he's near Erie, somewhere up in that region, somewhere in Pennsylvania, unless they have something going on up there. And I do believe, Brian, do you want to reveal what Haley has posted in the comments? Can you see her comments?
It says the winner is. Oh, you know what? I do have a rim shot here.
Can you show us number 1? Can you replay that? Or
It is number 1. So I will try to replay that here.
okay.
Excuse me a second.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan, for your hard work, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much for all that.
It's always appreciated.
Whoops, that's
Well, I'm
not it.
glad you enjoyed it.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
1, I believe, is the one that Carl was talking about, me in the left lane.
Yes. Maybe you can
I
give us
was
a
like-
little bit more about this.
So that particular intersection, especially, it is a wide left turn. There's plenty of room, but I also had to make a left turn into the like 50 feet. About 50 feet into that road is the road that I was turning left on. So that was why I was on the left lane.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know,
But it's wide enough to where I go directly into the left turn lane. So, but that's why I was there. And I wish I could have continued on, but he was already gone because that car went berserk outside the view of the camera. It would have been even better. Oh, Jason's in the chat at least.
hey, stop pull-ins now, he says. Okay.
No, that was because we're
Oh, that's
I
good.
typed
Oh, that was you. Okay.
we're linked like at the hip, like Siamese twins, right now. So I can type all kinds of stuff under his name and just let him take the blame.
Exactly.
Dan, remind me, I have a question for you in a little bit, sir.
All righty. Yeah, that car goes into the left lane and into the right lane, and then he gets into the left lane again.
Did he? He didn't use a turn signal, did he?
I don't think he used a turn signal on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he definitely ran he was going for the light changed. If he would have been not driving 90 miles an hour in a 55, he would have ran the red light. But I think it changed just as he went through, but that was because he, cutting some corners and high rate of speed.
Yeah. I mentioned that when I was out there that your left turn lanes, especially your on and off ramps, are they're designed differently than here in the Midwest. I mean, here
Yeah.
it's, you come down to the end of the ramp, it's a hard 90-degree turn basically. And you guys almost have the ramps angled.
Most of them are. There are
Yeah.
a few that, yeah, you need to definitely be in the right turn lane, the right lane to turn left in the truck, but most of them are.
I would like to interrupt for one moment. I know Jason does something religiously every week, and we have kind of like been winging this tonight. So we've already acknowledged some of the people. So I scrolled up a little bit to some of the new people that are in the chat, and I'd like to acknowledge them if you're okay with that. Main Light Drone, I know he's, I'm pretty sure he's friends with Brian, and I know he's friends with Jason. So we appreciate you being here tonight, sir. And let me see here. There's some other people. Obviously, Ted. We just acknowledged Ted. Mr. David Johnson's here. Chris Wedgeworth. So that's nice that you're in here. Robert Mac Media. I've seen that name quite often. And thank you for, representing while Jason's out, spending money on Black 29 on the roulette wheel. And then Paul C. We always appreciate you, Paul, because there's, nothing like, being sponsored by a foil head. And we appreciate you. And we're afraid to bring you up, to be honest with you, because we don't know. So far, we've been somewhat handling this. If we bring you up, it could be a train wreck. But anyway, yeah. So Paul's taking a shot in on me. He said once upon a time that I live in my mommy's basement. That's partially true. I live on the floor. She does not have a basement, but you almost got me there, Paul. But anyway, so Dan, a couple things. I want to ask you a question real quick. If hopefully I can keep both thoughts in focus. What does Jason Johnson mean to you as a friend and as a YouTube companion?
Oh, he's a great friend ever since we. So like how we met was Bobby from Time to Get Going kind of brought us together on the lives, and then we was on the live, or I hopped on his live, not just watching his live, chit chatting, and he says, shoot me an email with your number. And so I shot him an email with my number. He called, he's like, yeah, I'm coming to Salt Lake. And he was going to meet us he was hitting Sap Brothers. And I was like, me and my wife take him out to dinner. And he gets there, he's like, he texts me, he got there a couple hours early and was chilling. He texts me and he says, hey, I'm not feeling so hot, we'll just have to postpone this. And, this is during COVID too, but I was like, I don't care. So I texted my wife. I says, Jason said he's not feeling too good. And she's like, I don't care. I said, we got to eat. So I says, don't worry about it. We'll go eat. No worries. And we just hit it off.
Nice. That's a good story. I mean, that's a good story. So you basically, you violated protocol and went and met a lifelong friend anyway. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
There you go. Did he pay the bill or did you pay the bill?
I can't remember. No, I think we bought the dinner. Yeah, I think I jumped up and bought, and then the next time he bought dinner.
There you go. Well, if he's sick, you ought to buy dinner. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, we bought dinner. And the one time, it was pretty awesome because we went out flying a couple weeks later, but I had my nephew, one of my sons, and my mother-in-law. No, we had two nephews and my mother-in-law, and he bought lunch for everybody. I was like, whoa, buddy, no, but that's just the kind of guy he is. He didn't have to do that. I had, he was just, his lunch was, it was Five Guys. We stopped at Five Guys, and then, but he bought for me, my wife, my son, two of my nephews, my mother-in-law. I'm like, wow. That's just the kind of guy he is.
One more question. I'm dying to ask. I can tell Brian wants to ask a question. If I don't get this question off my chest, I will feel upset with myself. So, Dan, you as a veteran, can you please tell us what this drive that Jason is doing in conjunction with Wreaths Across America, what does that do for you, your heart and your soul? How do you feel about that whole mission? Do you have any words of inspiration or any general thoughts, sir?
Oh, well, I love that mission, the Wreaths Across America. It's a great mission. You know, I know several people that paid the ultimate sacrifice. I think about them every day, and you know, a couple of them I know they're not buried in the national cemeteries, so they don't get the wreath on there through this organization. But I know a lot of people are, and I think every veteran should get one on their headstone. It's a great program. And you know, just like Jason, you know, the people that was working there and they couldn't, you know, they didn't have enough wreaths to fill each headstone with a wreath. In fact, they missed like 3,500 on this last year, and it was heartbreaking. So, and Jason's, I know he's getting close to the 2,000 mark, and I know we're going to push over it. So I'm honored to help us out the best I can and push it.
I know you came late, so I'm going to rehash the numbers real quickly, and then we're going to ask everybody for their final thoughts, like Jason would do. Basically, currently we are at 1,000. I say we. Jason is. Jason, the JJDrones channel is at $1,515 to date. That would equal 89 wreaths. Currently, he's $235 away from another contribution from his father. With the $235 additionally, that would be $1,750. That would be basically almost 103 wreaths. That's 102.94 wreaths. But with the additional contribution of Jason's father, the additional $250, that would make 117.64 wreaths for Wreaths Across America. I'm sure we're going to, I say we, I've been helping. It's Jason's cause and Americans' cause, I guess you could say. But so I just wanted to update you with that because you came in late. You probably did not catch those numbers. So we appreciate you being a valuable, you're actually you should be at the top, you know, I should be at the bottom, you know, but as Jason would say, excuse me, I had to cough there. Everybody, unless there's anybody who has an additional comment, do you feel comfortable leaving with a closing statement? Does everybody feel comfortable with that? Does anybody have an additional statement they want to make prior to a closing statement?
Just be safe, you know, be courteous to one another, you know. You only live once, and I know here in Utah, we've had a lot of road rage deaths caused by road rage, accidents, and, you know, you don't want to go out like that. It's not worth it.
Okay.
So.
Brian.
I'm going to defer to Carl, and I'll just go last because I got some. I think I got something that will close out the show.
Very good. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Carl. You're on deck, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess this is a good example. You know, Jason needed some help today with this show. So just like with anything, you know, you're not alone out here. You have friends. You know, if you need help, all you gotta do is ask. And hopefully, you know, everybody has somebody that they can ask for help and there really shouldn't be a question of what the subject is. You're just there for your friends.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely. You nailed it.
Definitely.
I will say this, and then I'll turn it over to Brian. I've been struggling lately, and I was having a real rough day. I think Brian knows a little bit about it. He may have watched some of my content, whatever. But when I saw that message from Jason saying he was struggling and probably could not do this, it enlightened me. It gave me a sense of value. How can I give back to my brother? What can I do? I'm not going to lie to you. I was scared to death. And I was like, I need Brian. I need Brian. I need Brian. He's the brains of this operation. I don't know how to do the blanket fluid of the week and all this stuff. And, but after seeing, we've gone over an hour. It's basically an hour and 6 minutes so far. And I think it's gone pretty well. So I don't think Jason's going to be embarrassed. He may have done things a little bit differently, but we got it done. So I thank everybody for supporting Jason Johnson and JJDrones, Haley Johnson, Wreaths Across America, Cheesehead Media, droning veteran Karl Marx. Hi, I'm Karl Marx. I approve this message. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Brian. He's the man of the hour. Thank you, sir. You got Brian, unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, there we go. No, yep. Hit the off button. You're right. You answered before I could even pick up my phone, Gary, on telling JJ to help him. And I know I was right there to respond and say, hey, I'll be there with you. But we're talking about Wreaths Across America. I don't think this is going to violate any sort of copyright. So let me just play this. Is our out music, and yeah, I think it's just the right thing to do.
Oh yeah. This is great. I forgot about that. Thank you. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you. Dan, it's for you, bro.
And with that, I say good night, everybody.
Very good. Good night.
all right, see y'all.
Thank you, supporters. We appreciate your love and devotion to this country. Thank you, veterans. Appreciate it. Thank you. Everybody have a good night.